Have you ever dreamed of walking down the glamorous streets of Los Angeles, soaking in the glitz of Hollywood, the luxury of Beverly Hills, and the endless sunshine of California? For many, Louisiana is the land of dreams, a city that symbolizes opportunity, fame, and fortune. But what if we told you there's another side to this iconic city? A side that's far removed from the red carpets and luxury mansions. Beneath the sparkling facade lies a reality that many tourists never see. Homeless camps stretch for miles, neighborhoods plagued by crime, and a stark divide between the wealthy elite and those struggling to survive. Los Angeles isn't just the city of angels. It's also a city of deep contrasts, where dreams are made, and for some, where they are completely shattered. In today's video, we'll uncover the dark side of Los Angeles, exploring the hidden struggles that lie just beyond the glamour. From the streets of Skid Row to the shadowy corners of the Hollywood dream, let's take a closer look at the untold stories of the City of Angels. Buckle up, because this is not the LA you see in the movies. Los Angeles, often celebrated as the entertainment capital of the world, is home to nearly 4 million residents. But beneath the glamour of Hollywood lies a heartbreaking reality. Among this vast population, over 60,000 people are homeless, making LA one of the cities with the highest homeless populations in the United States. These individuals live in makeshift tents on sidewalks, in parks, or under bridges, with some even seeking refuge in abandoned buildings. The Skid Row area in downtown LA has become a symbol of this crisis, hosting one of the largest concentrations of homeless people in the country. The reasons behind this crisis are complex. Skyrocketing housing costs. Los Angeles has one of the least affordable housing markets in the world. Many residents spend over 50% of their income on rent, leaving them vulnerable to eviction. Economic inequality. While some enjoy luxurious mansions in Beverly Hills, others struggle to find a meal just a few blocks away. Mental health and addiction issues. A significant portion of the homeless population suffers from untreated mental health conditions and substance abuse problems. This harsh contrast between wealth and poverty highlights the growing divide in Los Angeles. Despite its reputation as the City of Angels, for many, it's a city of relentless hardship and survival. Imagine waking up on a cold sidewalk, your only possessions in a tattered backpack beside you. The world moves past you, cars honking, people rushing, yet no one stops. This is the daily reality for over 60,000 homeless individuals in Los Angeles, a city often associated with wealth and glamour, but hiding a grim and harsh truth. 1. Shelter, a fight for survival. Every night, it's a race against time. Shelter spots fill up quickly, leaving thousands to sleep under bridges, on sidewalks, or in abandoned buildings. Tents line the streets, but these makeshift homes offer little protection from the dangers outside. Think about it. Would you feel safe knowing you could be robbed or attacked while you sleep? 2. Finding food and water, a daily hunt. Meals are a luxury, not a guarantee. Some line up for hours at soup kitchens, while others rummage through garbage bins for scraps. On hot summer days, clean drinking water is harder to find than a winning lottery ticket. Dehydration becomes a silent killer in a city that never stops shining. 3. The unforgiving climate. Los Angeles is a city of extremes. Blazing summer heat can cause heat strokes, while winter nights feel colder when you have nothing but a thin blanket to shield you. Imagine lying on concrete when temperatures drop. It's not just uncomfortable, it's life-threatening. 4. Health risks. A silent epidemic. Sickness is everywhere. Without proper sanitation, diseases like tuberculosis and skin infections spread like wildfire. Mental health struggles go untreated, leaving many trapped in a cycle of despair. What if you needed medicine, but your only pharmacy was hope? 5. Safety. Danger in every shadow. Dark alleys and empty streets aren't just quiet, they're dangerous. Women and children are particularly vulnerable to violence and exploitation. Imagine living in constant fear, where even sleep feels like a risk you can't afford to take. 6. Social stigma, a heavy burden. As if the struggles of daily life weren't enough, The homeless face judgment from society. Why don't they just get a job? People ask without understanding the barriers they face. The labels they carry aren't just hurtful. They're isolating. Think about it. This isn't just a story. It's someone's life. These struggles highlight a grim truth. Beneath the lights of Los Angeles lies a darkness most will never see. In the next part of this video, we'll uncover the systemic causes behind this crisis and explore whether there's any hope for change. Stay with us. Homelessness doesn't just happen overnight. It's the result of deep systemic issues that have been building for decades. Let's break down why so many people in Los Angeles end up on the streets, despite living in one of the wealthiest cities in the world. In Los Angeles, the cost of housing has spiraled out of control. The average rent for a one-bedroom apartment is over $2,000 per month, making it impossible for low-income families to afford. For every 100 low-income renters, there are only 21 affordable housing units available. It's like trying to play musical chairs with no chairs left. Think about this. Even if someone works full-time at minimum wage, they'd have to work over 80 hours a week just to afford a small apartment. For many, that's an impossible reality. Los Angeles is a city of stark contrasts. Just blocks away from luxury mansions in Beverly Hills, people are sleeping in tents on Skid Row. The gap between the rich and the poor is massive, and it's growing. While some enjoy endless wealth, others can't even afford a meal. Mental health services in Los Angeles are stretched thin. Many homeless individuals struggle with untreated mental health conditions like bipolar disorder or schizophrenia. Add to this the rising opioid crisis, and it's a recipe for disaster. Did you know? Over 30% of homeless individuals in LA suffer from severe mental health conditions, but less than half receive the care they need. The loss of a job can be devastating. In a city like Los Angeles, where living costs are so high, missing just a couple of paychecks can lead to eviction. During the COVID-19 pandemic, thousands lost their jobs, and with eviction moratoriums ending, many families were left with no place to go. In Los Angeles, the support systems meant to help people in crisis are often overwhelmed. Shelters are full, affordable housing projects are delayed, and mental health services are underfunded. For many, there's simply nowhere to turn. These systemic issues show that homelessness in Los Angeles isn't just a personal problem, it's a societal one. But is there hope for change? In the next segment, we'll explore the efforts being made to address this crisis and whether they're enough to turn the tide. Stay tuned. Los Angeles, often celebrated as the city of dreams, faces a grim reality. With over 60,000 people experiencing homelessness, the city has become a stark example of how prosperity and poverty can coexist. But efforts are being made to address this growing crisis, and in this section, we'll explore what's being done. The government has taken significant steps, including the adoption of the Housing First model, which prioritizes providing permanent housing before addressing other challenges like mental health or employment. Programs like Proposition HHH have invested billions into building affordable housing units, though progress has been slower than anticipated. Mobile outreach teams also play a critical role, connecting individuals on the streets with essential services and temporary shelters. Nonprofits are stepping up as well. Organizations like the Midnight Mission and Union Rescue Mission offer meals, shelter, and recovery programs. Meanwhile, Shine a Light focuses on helping those living in the underground tunnels, providing essential resources to bring them out of the shadows. Resource centers like the Courtyard Homeless Resource Center provide emergency support, while seasonal shelters open during the harsh winter months. These initiatives aim to bridge the gap between immediate needs and long-term solutions. However, the road to progress is not without obstacles. Limited shelter capacity, bureaucratic delays, and community pushback make it challenging to scale up these efforts. Many neighborhoods resist the establishment of shelters, fearing increased crime or a decline in property values. Despite these challenges, the work being done highlights a commitment to tackling this crisis. The question remains, will these initiatives be enough to turn the tide, or will Los Angeles continue to grapple with the dual realities of its glitzy facade and its darker truth? As we move forward, it's clear that solving homelessness requires more than temporary fixes. It demands systemic change and sustained action. Homelessness doesn't just affect those who live on the streets. It ripples out to impact the entire city. From economic strain to public safety and even the city's image, the effects of this crisis are felt by everyone in Los Angeles. Homelessness places a significant burden on public resources. Emergency services, such as hospitals and police, are often overwhelmed. Many homeless individuals rely on emergency rooms for basic health care, leading to increased costs for taxpayers. Cleanup efforts for homeless encampments cost the city millions annually, further straining public budgets. The crisis also impacts local businesses and tourism. Homeless encampments in commercial areas can deter customers and reduce revenue for small businesses. Tourists, who flock to LA for its glamour, may be shocked by the visible homelessness crisis, potentially affecting the city's reputation as a top travel destination. Public safety concerns are another major issue. Rising tensions between the housed and unhoused populations have led to increased conflicts. The lack of mental health resources can result in unpredictable behaviors, which may create a sense of unease among residents and visitors. The social fabric of the city is also strained. Homelessness highlights the stark inequality in Los Angeles, where extreme wealth exists just blocks away from extreme poverty. Many residents feel a growing sense of frustration, either due to compassion fatigue or dissatisfaction with the government's response to the crisis. Despite these challenges, the city's homeless population often faces judgment rather than understanding. The stigma surrounding homelessness can make it even harder for individuals to reintegrate into society, trapping them in a cycle of poverty and exclusion. As the crisis deepens, it's clear that homelessness isn't just an isolated issue. It's a societal one that demands collective action. In our final segment, we'll explore what the future might hold for Los Angeles and whether meaningful change is on the horizon. Los Angeles stands at a crossroads. It's a city of incredible potential, yet it's grappling with one of the most significant homelessness crises in modern history. The question is, can this city of dreams also become a city of hope for those who've been left behind? The path forward requires bold action and systemic change. Investing in affordable housing. The shortage of affordable homes is at the heart of the crisis. Expanding affordable housing programs and reducing bureaucratic delays in construction could provide a stable foundation for thousands of people. Expanding mental health services. Addressing the root causes of homelessness like mental health challenges and addiction is critical. More funding for mental health facilities and rehabilitation programs could help break the cycle of homelessness for many individuals. Community support and collaboration. Solving homelessness requires a united effort. Government agencies, nonprofits, businesses, and local communities must work together to provide resources and opportunities for those in need. Changing public perception. Homelessness is often misunderstood, and stigma can prevent meaningful progress. Education and awareness campaigns can shift the narrative, encouraging empathy and understanding instead of judgment. Despite the challenges, there is hope. Programs like the Midnight Mission and Project Home Key are already making a difference, helping individuals transition from the streets to stability. But the journey ahead is long, and it requires unwavering commitment. As we wrap up, remember that homelessness isn't just a statistic. It's a human story. Behind every tent and every face on the street is someone with dreams, struggles, and a desire for a better life. The future of Los Angeles depends on how we choose to respond to this crisis, whether we ignore it or rise to the challenge of creating lasting change. So, what do you think? Can Los Angeles overcome its homelessness crisis? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest content. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.